Howdy, everyone. I actually just ended up with a OnePlus 7 Pro, as some people may know, and I really wanted to get a clear case for it because with my girlfriend's phone, she has the Nebula Blue and I have the almond color, and it's nice to be able to show off the back of these devices. But a lot of the times when you get one of these cases, that especially the ones that come with it that are super cheap, you sacrifice on certain things like durability. So how do some of these rate? We've got the basic all the way to hardcore. Which one of these is good for you? Stick around and find out. All right, we're taking a look here at the different clear cases available for the OnePlus 7 Pro. I've actually gotten a few different ones because I have, well, in my household, we have both the Nebula Blue variant and the almond color, which is quite striking, and they both are. These are both colors that you'd really want to show off, you'd think. So why not try it with a clear case? So we've got the factory OnePlus included OEM TPU case. It's a little, pretty basic. Now, one thing that's nice about it is it does have, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's not completely glossy on the inside, which is nice. Then we've got the SKTGSLAMY, oh, that's a mouthful, TPU case. It's very similar. It has a, it's not quite as abrasive, but it's still pretty good there. The only difference with this one is the cutout. It's got a separate cutout for the camera, for the flash hole there, as well as it's a little more thick around the bumper area, you can see. Then we've got the Ringke Fusion case here. It's a clear back, a little bit more substantial. It's got a lip to help lift this up and keep it off a table there. It's got holes for all the ports there. And then we've got the Poetic case here, which is the just the Poetic case. It looks like it's very similar to the UAG case. Now it's got a little bit more of a lip on here, and it's got this little bit here in front. But we'll see. We'll see more about that here in a minute. Then we've got the UAG case, which I really like the UAG cases in general. They're really nice. They're sturdy, and I mean, the style depends on your personal preferences. All right, let's go ahead and try the standard case on. Shows it off quite nicely. The almond color. Then for the Nebula Blue, get this put on there. Nebula Blue looks really good in it. Now there's not a whole lot of protection. You can see there. There's not a lot of protection on this. So I'd say this is a good case for having until your other case comes in, essentially. Or if you want to have it at home and you feel like living dangerous. Similar thing with this one, except this one's slightly better with these corners on there. We've got, funny thing about this case, will this work on this phone? You can see it lights up the whole thing. Well, of course that threw everything off, but it's because of that. There's that little hole there. It lights up the whole case when you have that on, which is interesting. So let's go ahead and move on to the Ringke. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. Now that doesn't look bad. It covers up the OnePlus logo a little bit, but not too bad. It's got a decent lip It's better than what we had before. The only one downside I would see is impact this way is not going to be super. It's not going to be super resilient for that, and also fingerprints and scratches will show up super easily on this. I had another one of these cases for my P20 Pro, and it was scratched up all the heck. So let's try the Nebula Blue in this for people who have Nebula Blue, which I would think would be the majority of people. Here's the Nebula Blue. Very reflective, but it looks good. Let's go ahead and try on the Poetic case. The Poetic case is actually pretty interesting. It's basically like a lower. It's only for the $12.95 on Amazon versus the UAG, which is $40 without discounts. So we've got this. It leaves the OnePlus logo open, which I really like. Nice tactile feel for the buttons. So one thing about this, some people have said they've had issues because this lip extends in front of this, where they... Oh, no, wrong one. There we go. Oh, well, fun. Look at this here. Alright. Some people say they have some issues. The selfie camera being a little bit blurry. Now, I've not seen this on this case. I guess it depends on the individual case itself. I don't really see any issues with it. So, it's a good case. I recommend this one really well. Now, it looks really quite good on the Nebula Blue variant. Let's get this put in here. Now, this is really striking with the Nebula Blue and the hex pattern here. I really like that a lot. And it's one thing also of note. Now, actually, first, before we do that, let me go ahead and get the UAG case on this one, and we can compare. There we go. Here's the UAG case versus the Poetic case. Now, personally, I really enjoy the pattern of this one better. However, one thing I have noticed with the UAG case is that the plastics are a little more hard than the plastics used in this. Also, I don't know if I can properly show it off to the camera here. The lip, let me look here. The lip is a little bit just more substantial on the Poetic one. But it comes down to personal preference, really. Let's go ahead and switch these out. See what these look like. Just kind of depends on what you like. All right. This is what they look like up on each one. So they both look really quite good. I'm willing to bet that I think that the Nebula Blue looks better in this one than vice versa. So it just depends. The UAG case, is the most expensive of the lot at $40 retail, but it's pretty easy to go and find a coupon code, so you don't have to pay full price. I ended up paying around $33 and change for it, which is not bad for a premium case. I used this previously on a Mate 9 and thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh yes, one thing I was going to say. With the selfie camera, there's no lip. The lip is cut out here versus that. So take that as you will. But this is pretty much the batch. They range, most of these were under $20. The Ringke Fusion is $12.99. This oh gosh, the SKTGSLAMY TPU case is $598. This one comes in with it, and it's just a really interesting setup. And the Poetic comes in at $12.95. So these are US dollars. But yeah, if you're interested in a clear case for your phone, then you've got quite a good selection for the OnePlus 7 thus far. So, well, those are a look at some of the different cases that were available. The different clear cases that are available for the OnePlus 7 Pro thus far. I'd like to thank my wonderful girlfriend Stephanie for letting me borrow her phone during this whole process. This, whether you want to have something super thin and lightweight and inexpensive, all the way to something that's hardcore and heavy duty and will get you through it, you know what? There's plenty to choose from. I'm Fat Produce on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all the different social medias, and I'll catch you guys later.